It's like 12 something, and I've put all of the stuff that was in hangers to garbage bag because it's gonna be so much easier to shift things than just take it out of the hangers and box it and put it back. Cleared out all of that. It was filled with clothes. Still clearing out these. Anna, this is kind of breaking my heart. Remember the trouble we went to put these up? Anything looks different? Anything looks... I just got the key to the apartment. We moved a bunch of stuff. It's like all clothes, like not all the big furniture. So that needs a lot of cleaning. We're exhausted. I've been out since 9 o'clock and we moved stuff. We're properly moving in with all the furniture. So today's, what is it today? Today's Friday. It's Friday. So tomorrow's the thrift sale. Tuesday, we're gonna move, like fully move. I'm so happy. Just look at me. Look at me look like trash. But I think the lighting is great. This is 10 hours of man labor.
Hands are
Red!
I can't feel them. They're like...
We've been packing since 10 a.m. Non-stop. We only stopped to have lunch. Not even breakfast. We didn't have breakfast, lunch, and we have to work with all of this. Like, I was stuff in the rooms. We're gonna be spending our first night here today. We packed everything, but we forgot the pillows. There's like a few other things we have to get back from the old place.
We got toiletries down to the snacks, food,
Toothbrush, everything. Okay, the gas and everything, but we forgot the freaking pillows.
How did we forget the pillows? Like mattresses, the whole shenanigans, the beds, everything.
The mirrors, everything.
But the pillows, they're probably in the other house. Just like...
Not probably, they're all in the living room.
Oh God,
I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna have to go back 4 years to go through my brain's memories to the parts of me moving out for the first time. So this is my apartment. Welcome. It's been about a week and a half of me moving in. Actually, this is my 4th week. Like, it's almost a month of me moving, but 3 to 4 days after I moved in, I had to like clean the whole place, put away everything, and pack to go to Thailand because my Thailand trip was happening. And I stayed 2 weeks there, and it's only been like a week since I came back. So I'm still adjusting to the place. And it's only been about 1.5 weeks of me staying in my new apartment. Where do I start? Okay, I'll tell you guys how I moved in the first time. I was 21. It was during the pandemic. It was a very stressful time for everyone in general. And I decided, yeah, that's what I want to know about. And I'm the kind of person, if I think about something, then like I have to do it right away. I have no patience. And I think I mentioned before that my dad was the most negative person when it came to moving out. He was like, "How are you going to survive? You can't go like a girl alone and all that." Everyone was in the middle of a lot of crisis. And I decided that's when I wanted to move out. When I was moving out, I did a lot of research and I didn't have someone to go to ask for advice or clarify any doubts because there was no one that I knew who was moving out from their parents' house and doing something like this. I'm someone who does a lot of research by watching videos and reading a lot and stuff like that, but there was not a single video that I could find of someone moving out on what to do and what not to do. So that's why I wanted to do this video with all of the little mistakes and lessons that I learned from the past years. I hope you guys learned something from my lessons. In general, I got a lot of questions when I moved out on why I moved out, how my parents reacted to me moving out, and how I found places. Those are like the frequently asked questions. Like throughout the whole 4 years of me moving out, I still got questions of how I got permission to move out from my parents and stuff like that. I know some people don't understand the concept of wanting to move out your parents' house, and you don't understand how grateful you need to be to not know the feeling of wanting to move out. You should be so grateful. It's amazing, and I'm so happy for you. But not every family is like that, and there are kids who grow up wanting nothing but to move out. For me personally, it was a matter of my mental health. It was one of the worst times for me, and it needed to be done at that time. Like I needed it. So if you don't understand it, it's okay that you don't. People have different experiences in life and they want different things at different times. So yeah, that was the main reason that I moved out. And honestly, it's been amazing. I got so many opportunities. As much as I did want to move out, moving out was such a stressful time for me. It was super overwhelming. I had so many things I had to manage all by myself, and at the same time, take care of myself, think of my safety, what I'm gonna feed myself, keeping up with paying all of the bills. All of that I had to do on my own. And after a few months, my sister moved. Like she was living with me, so it was like I adopted a teenager at 21, which was even more stress for me because wherever she went, feeding her, all of that. But I got through it. Yeah, moving out was a very stressful time both times. Like I was 21 when I moved out the first time. I'm 24 now when I moved out the second time. And this was a different kind of stressful because I had so much work to juggle at the same time. But forever grateful. Okay, so getting to answering all of your questions, I have a few things that I want to mention that you have to remember before you move out. Starting off with, you should be so proud of yourself for even having the idea of moving out. It's such a big deal, and it's just not an easy thing to do. First thing, decide if you want to have roommates or if you want to live alone. I personally do not like living with roommates because if by any chance things go south, I cannot live with the tension. Like my house, my home is my haven. I don't want any tension. I don't want any drama inside the house. That's like the main reason of me getting out of the house. Like that's the main reason for me moving out. The roommate thing was out for me, but if you do find a good roommate, that's amazing. Having a roommate divides majority of your costs by two, and it would make a lot of things cheaper. Figure out if you want a roommate before you figure out what kind of a place you want to move into. Then comes the difficult part, the money. No one really talks about how much money are you supposed to put into rent, how much is a good amount of rent. I think Like it's very subjective and depends on what your expenses are like, what your monthly income is like, and stuff like that. But in general, I think 1/3 of your monthly income can go into your rent. Let's say you make 150,000 a month, so 1/3 of that would be 50,000. Personally, I think if you can even go below 1/3 of your income, that's great, because you'll be giving out a lot of money when you're living for rent. Like, it's so much money you're giving away that you're never gonna see again. Live below your means. When it comes to paying rent, I think it's very smart for someone to live below their means. That way you can save money for a lot of other things that you want. And before you move out, make sure you have a rainy day fund, or whatever you want to call it. Have at least 3 months of living expenses. That would include utilities, transportation, rent, all of your needs that you need to have saved up before you move out. That is excluding the security deposit that you're supposed to pay when you're moving in. Security deposits are usually 4 to 6 months. That's 6 times of your monthly rent. Sometimes, if your landlord is nice enough, you can negotiate it down to 3 to 4 months if you're lucky enough. The security deposit is something they hold on to in case you trash the place that you've been rented, and they can decide if they want to keep it if you've done a lot of damages to the place. So be a responsible tenant. Then comes the location. A few questions to ask yourself. How much does the location matter to you? Do you have a personal vehicle, or do you use public transportation? How much will you have to spend on transportation? Where do you work? Where do you travel on the daily? Does it make sense to move to a further location with cheaper rent and spend more on transportation, or move to a place closer to Colombo with a higher rent and spend less on transportation? These are some of the questions that you need to ask yourself before you decide on the location. One of the most, I've lost count of the number of times I've got this question or a question related to this topic. Where did I find a safe and nice place to move into? And if I know any other places, I searched day and night for 2 months non-stop on Ikman.lk. It was literally day and night on Ikman.lk. I searched for places so much that I got fed up. Like, my eyes would burn in the night. I was staring at the screen for so long. Sometimes, like in the night, I would make a list of all the places, potential places that I would like to go visit and check. And the next morning, I called them and they're like, it's gone. Every morning, it was just disappointment after disappointment, because I was like, it's gone. 2 months later, I found a place. I would recommend you to go check the place during the day and the night to see what the surrounding is like, to take a feel of the place and just walk around, spend some time at the place and see if that's a place that you feel safe to stay in. Because at the end of the day, you're the one living there. For me, more than anything, safety is the first thing that I look for in a location. And then comes everything else. The most difficult thing is that when you're going to rent, it's just you go to someone else's property, right? Like, it's not the way that you want it to be. Sometimes the washroom is not good enough, or the kitchen is not good enough. Like, everything could be good and the kitchen is not good. Everything could be good and the washroom is just not good enough. Everything, the place could be amazing and the surroundings is not good enough. There's like so many problems that you have to be mindful about. It's not easy to keep all of this in your head. So have a checklist of things that you want to check when you go to the property. And if your heart says yes and your checklist says yes, that's a yes, I guess. The second time around, I did check Facebook Marketplace as well. There are a few places, but even the first time around and the second time around, I found the places on Ikman.lk. When I moved out, I had nothing. The first thing I bought was the fridge and the bed. And then I bought the cooker. You don't have to have everything when you're moving out. Find a good enough place, have a bed, have a fridge, and have your cooker. That is more than enough Everything else will slowly fall into place. I think you should live in the place a little while before you buy all of the furniture and the things that you need to make it feel like a home. So, my salary was 45,000 at the time, and from my full-time job, and my rent was 35,000. I was so stressed when I moved out. I was mentally free. I was thinking, oh my God, I did it. Like, I've been wanting to do this for so long, for so many years, and I've finally done it. And I felt amazing. I felt amazing that I moved out. But after I did move out, mentally it was so freeing, but financially it was so stressful. It was so stressful for months. I used to live in Tibirigas. That was like, it's like the center to go anywhere. I was like, in less than 20 minutes, I could be anywhere. It was so close to so many places. And I moved. It was also during the fuel crisis, so all of the prices of pick me and Ubers have also gone up, and it was horrible. It was like 3 times the normal fare that I would pay, and I was already on like such a tight budget. I didn't go out. I didn't go out until I really had to. So when you're moving in, if it's the first time you're moving out of your parents' place, please be mindful that you will have to make a lot of changes, I guess, like compromises, cut out unnecessary expenses until you settle down for a few months, and then you know what your flow of finances are like. Then you have a better understanding of what your spendings are like, how much you would need for groceries, how much you would need for utilities. And once you put that away, then you can decide what you want to do with the rest of your money. But I would also recommend, if you have a full-time job, try to have a couple part-time jobs as well. When I moved out, I had my full-time job. I was also doing content creating, and on top of that, I was also a part-time stylist. There was never a time I was free. I was just trying to do as much work as I can to make as much money as I can, because my full-time job salary was only literally paying my rent. Like, there's nothing else I could do with that salary. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful in clearing whatever doubts you had or answering whatever questions you had. And if you still have any more questions, please leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. If you made it to this point of the video, that means you have made plans to move out. And I just want to say I am so proud of you and I believe in you. It's not something easy to do, and there will be times that you're second guessing yourself, but you need to believe in yourself. You got this. And I'm so excited for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.